Oh, let's talk about them boys in that maze runner. Mm-hmm. So we got now they out the maze.
Boy, they thought the maze was hard.
They didn't realize that there was a whole other world out there that was just completely fucked.
That maze is level 1.
Yeah. Shit, they trying to go back in the maze.
Right.
Hey, hello.
Somebody open the door.
Now they're going through the Scorch. I mean, even when you say those words, maze, Scorch.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, maze don't sound so bad now,
Yeah,
does
it is one of the things when you try to get away and somebody say, don't go out in the Scorch, you be like, okay.
With the Scorch trials, this is the second part of the Maze Runner, you have, what's his name? Thomas. He's escaped with the other handful of survivors from that maze. And that's Dylan O'Brien as Thomas, by the way. And now he finds himself in deeper danger as he tries to survive the wasteland known as the Scorch. And while he's on the run from the mysterious wicked organization who they need, I'm sorry, I said wicked organization. The organization
It's
called Wicked. Yeah.
It leaves no question about what they're all about.
No subtlety whatsoever.
I mean, yeah, it is almost like somebody put that in as a placeholder for the name, and it just never got taken out.
Yeah, it's almost like somebody started with the name Evil.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they really want that name Wicked. So they said, if I say Evil, Wicked ain't gonna sound so bad. That'll get it passed. Yeah, organization called Wicked. So they're on the run from Wicked through the Scorch. And Wicked, they need these kids for their own dark experiments. Apparently, there's something going on out there, some other disease. You thought the creatures in the maze was bad. But out there in the Scorch, there's a whole disease that's infecting people, turning them into mindless zombies, if you will. And the kids seem to have they have a cure. They're resilient to it. So what's the only way to get it? To take their little asses up and chop them up and find out what's inside.
Right.
You know how it is. Now, this is directed by the same guy that directed the first, Wes Ball.
Okay.
So you're thinking, all right, well, that's not too much of a shift in tone. Bullshit. No, look, some people gonna go in this because it's called The Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials, but people don't see maze first. And when you walk in there, people gonna be like, well, shit, ain't no maze here. Well, I seen them. I see them running.
Well,
but I don't see no maze.
It's the Maze Runner, which means it ain't about the maze, it's about the runner.
Now that maze is the only thing that really made this different from all those other young adult novels are novels turned into movies out there.
It's funny to hear you say that because when we came out of it, I was like, I still like the first one better. And you were like, nah, man, I like the second one better.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah, yeah, it really was one of those.
Better appreciate this shit.
So to hear you now going like, now that I had a chance to think about it.
The maze held an element of surprise.
Right.
The maze always had you on tension. The maze, it was the mystery that needed to be solved. Yeah. Now that they're out in this goddamn Scorch, it's just turned into another young adult apocalyptic future type film. I mean, it's a dystopian type government that wants these kids for insert your reason here. You know, they want to carve them up for the experiments. They want to, there's too many of them, so they got to get rid of them. They just don't fucking like them.
Right.
So,
there is all that.
Yeah. It's really turned into a lot of things that you've seen before.
Yes.
You know
that was the big thing for me.
Yeah. And it's so transparent on so many levels, even with the people that they cast, especially when you have that bitch ass Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
That guy is just one big walking spoiler alert,
right?
Because whenever he steps on the scene, I mean, he's being typecast as just a no good son of a bitch now.
Yeah.
So when he comes in, it's kind of like, you know what? I know you ain't up to no good.
I really only have one question. What do you remember about Wicked?
Wait, man, I've seen Game of Thrones. I know who you are.
That's what I kept thinking the whole time. Like the look on his expression on his face through that entire scene is like, I've seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah, motherfucker, you little fang, ain't you? I think the movie in some parts is just kind of lazy. Now I don't know if the writing is as lazy in the books as it is here, but they do some shit in here that I think it's one of the biggest cheats in movies that I hate. It's a tremendous pet peeve of mine. And it's when they make it too convenient for people to escape like this. Vents. I know it's a small thing, but I hate fucking vents in movies, man.
I don't get bent out of shape about that. I mean, it's a device. I mean, sure, it's like you brought up, you know, how real vents are made where they're actually pretty flimsy. They're only made for air to pass through and not human beings.
I ain't found one vent yet that can fit a child, much less a big ass grown ass teenager, man. These vents take you anywhere around this complex, and they put these kids in a room where that's pretty much supposed to be prisoners. They put them on lockdown, but yet under the bed there's a vent that conveniently snaps open that is perfect teenager size where they can crawl to any fucking place they want to spot.
What happened? Thomas, can you just calm down? Talk to us. It's wicked! It's still wicked. It's always been wicked. Thomas.
If you don't back the fuck off me.
I know you on Game of Thrones too.
Yeah. All you Game of Thrones motherfuckers in here. I know y'all up to no good. You working with Littlefinger, ain't you? It's getting to the point where with this, it's becoming so generic in that young adult area where they pretty much walk into the Hunger Games. There's a party, so you know in the Hunger Games when you see the rest of society, the people who have it good, you know, it's that society where it's that dystopian future where everybody got to get their what do you call that what's that shit? It's like Victorians. Oh, they got to get this steampunk cosplay on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, because at first that's what I thought was cool about it. Like, okay, this is a little more grounded. It's an alternate future, but everybody looks like they dress like me. Yeah. And then Giancarlo Esposito comes up.
Oh, shit.
Looking like some shit out of a fucking Dickens novel or something. You know? But he's really, I don't know, I liked his character in the movie.
Yeah. Once they got out of the maze, they went into that city, which is the part that's off limits in Divergent. Where Divergent goes like, oh, you go out there, nobody goes out there. But it's almost like they went out there.
Yeah, it's like everybody's starting to dress the same as every other fucking young adult movie out there. I mean, but it doesn't mean that they're all bad characters. Giancarlo Esposito, he kind of plays an opportunist in The Wasteland.
Looking for ghosts, you mean?
Question number 2.
Where did you come from?
That's our business.
Okay, I want to talk some shit. All right. Bend your ass on this table right here. Bet you talk then.
Man, don't you just want some goons where you don't have to tell them what to do, just a little nod, and they know? Like you imagine doing this, and they start grabbing. It's like, no, I didn't mean that at all.
Oh, hell yeah. Giancarlo Esposito, if you notice, he didn't have to do shit right here. Get him. He didn't even nod. He was just going like, anybody gonna move?
One eye movement. That's all.
He just did a little head twitch and everybody like, fuck you. It's not enough that it's going into every other young adult novel or property or film that we kind of see today, because it really is blending in. Whatever set the Maze Runner apart from those, it's not working here because it doesn't stand out anymore.
They expand the world, but they expand it in a way that's just so, well, like you said, generic. They put more in it, but it doesn't really add anything. It almost kind of takes away from it. And so at the end, it's just like, well, I guess I just got to watch the third movie just to see how it wraps up.
But it doesn't help that it's just picking shit out of just genres, period, man.
It is.
You want to know something funny? You bring it up like other adult, novel movies. They just released the trailer for Divergent 3. It looks exactly like
I'm telling you, man.
It looks exactly
and so
like
this movie said, but you know what this movie said? It's like, but no, Tommy, you don't understand. We different, man. Cause see, we got zombies, man.
Everything's better with zombies.
Everything's better with zombies, man. And here they got fucking zombies, man. It's some
Holy shit.
yeah.
I'm torn in as much as, on one hand, I roll my eyes and going, oh, zombies again. But on the other hand, I like their treatment of the zombies. I thought they had a lot of effectively scary action set pieces with them.
They did, but it just feels like, all right, you know what? It's a trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
Kinda
you know
like
what?
a fail-safe.
And did you think it was weird, like, even after all this, the post-apocalyptic world, the zombies, they still found a way to go into sort of that hypnotizing casino, like in the Percy Jackson movie, where you get lost and drugged and don't know. Like to me, I was just so like, okay, I'm with this, But where the fuck did that scene come from?
These motherfuckers are dirty.
Yeah.
They look like they just came from a dirty ass Gap store. And
Looks
then
like they came from Burning Man.
yeah, and then all of a sudden they walk into this place where it's all pastel colored and people look like Stevie Nicks dancing with lace and shit.
Oh, man.
And it's like it feels like a completely different film.
It does.
This doesn't like remind me of the other movie at all.
No.
Shit.
No, I mean, on the one hand, you got to kind of give them credit for trying to do something a little different.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's just kind of like, man, this don't fit.
Yeah, it didn't really work.
And Tom, it's another one of those movies where they got a black person there who don't do shit. That brother's literally in there for
man.
color. That actor right there.
We needed a black kid.
Do we need a black kid? So nobody complain. He's the shut the fuck up black kid.
Does he speak at all?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
2 lines.
No, I'm sorry. He says, huh? They don't even give him a decent name. His name is Fry Pan.
Really?
Yeah, like
For real?
some old Chicken George shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm
his name is Fry Pan in the movie.
I don't remember them even calling him that.
Well, I read that shit.
Okay.
You can look at it on paper. Nobody called him that shit because it's stupid.
His name is
Yeah.
Fry Pan.
Hey, Thomas. Hey, Jenny. Hey, George. Hey, Fry Pan. Like he's an old.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, that's exactly the response I would think
Can
I would
I
get.
cook something up for you good, sir?
Well, we got chickens and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Thomas, I wouldn't go in there if I was you.
We got chickens out here in the Scorch.
Well, the thing is,
Could I have a decent name?
like they make it to where the kids are running around all the time. So you don't get a chance to know anybody. There's no. I was checking. I was like, man, there's no good dialogue between any of them. There's no character development. Like all the character development with them was in the first movie. It's kind of like you have to watch the first one with this to even really know who anybody is.
You probably be thinking to yourself, well, shit, I could have stayed home and watched Divergent or Hunger Games or any other thing that's out there. I don't think it's really that different of a movie. You have to kind of be invested already
Yeah,
in
you
this.
do. You do.
Because it's not totally devoid of entertainment. I think the biggest flaw is, yes, if you really want this to stand out, you have to kind of see the first one. The first one was really good. I saw it about 3 weeks ago. But with this right here, Martin's right.
They kind of reveal Wicked's motives, and you're like, all right, well, I can kind of see things from your side, but then they turn out to still be big assholes.
You had me.
Yeah.
You actually had me. I was on your side, and then you had to do something just assholish. It's like you had to turn around and kick a puppy. It was almost like, hey man, I see your point. Good, I'm glad you're on board. This your dog? And it'll be that motherfucker to do it right there. It has a lot of momentum at the end. They really do save a lot of the best pacing in the movie for that third act.
True.
And that's the biggest saving grace of the film. Yeah. As much as we're talking about how, man, y'all are a bunch of dicks, they don't make you really, really hate them like you want to. I mean, you want the kids to kind of get their revenge because they just been through so much shit.
Come on now.
No, but him.
Patricia Clarkson is the one that you should really hate, but they don't. Again, it's not developed enough for her to act for you to say, all right, I can see your point, I'm on your side, or I hate you enough. You were just really middle of the road. Martin's point, his last point of this being too long, that's the thing that really drew me out of a matinee to a good rental. A positive rental. Now, if you're a fan of this, I mean, go right ahead. You're gonna see this no matter what. And for those of you who caught the Maze Runner later, and if you like it and you walk into it for a matinee, that's fine. But I really think it's you feel that length, man. You really do. Shit, you walking through the desert like these motherfuckers. So yeah, I give it a very enthusiastic rental. On the board of a matinee.
God, it's. I'm sorry, man. I'm still getting over the fact that how you switch your opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like, how did you go from saying it was better than the first, and now it's like a completely different thing?
Oh, spending some time in the Scorch. You'll know.
At the same time, I would still give it a low matinee. I mean, I think it entertains, and look, you're gonna see this because you're either a fan of the books or you're a fan of the first movie. You got to find out what happens because the first movie ends in a cliffhanger. And like you say, it wraps up in a way that makes you want to see the next one.
And you know what? I'm not gonna be too harsh on it. I might get that Fry Pan spinoff I want for this. I was white before I went through the Scorch. Oh me, oh my. Name this brother after cooking utensil, man.